Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Operations and Supply Chain Management. This time we are going to talk about logistics strategy. Now, when I say strategy, I need you to automatically remind yourselves that whenever we're talking about strategy, we are also going to be talking about alignment with the business strategy, performance dimensions, customer value, reason of existence, the mission statement of the organization. Okay? So be reminded of that and let's move on. Now, we talk about owning versus outsourcing the logistics system. First, we need to think about the volume to justify a private logistics system or owning the logistics. Let me put a contrast to this. If you are an eBay seller that ships out probably 15 boxes per month, you would definitely not own a private logistics system. However, if you are a big company, big manufacturer of electronics that ships out 1,500 pallets of products every month, you would probably maybe want to own your logistics system. However, there are more to consider. Would owning the logistics system limit your ability to adapt to changes in the marketplace or the supply chain? So, would owning weigh you down, right? Let's say for whatever reason you have to move your facility to another location. Having owned a logistics system would make the process more painful and slow and costly than just having to move manufacturing facilities. Third consideration, is logistics a core competency for you or for the firm? Now, for instance, Amazon has a core competency in logistics, right? It owns and operates multiple fulfillment centers or big, large warehouses all over the country and provides quick shipping, right? However, remember that Amazon still outsources its door-to-door delivery to UPS, most of it at least, right? It may have its own fleet of airplanes across the country, but the door-to-door delivery is still done by UPS. Okay, so they've made a strategic decision to outsource that part of the logistics operations. Okay, now there are three different types of carriers or logistics providers. One is common carriers, the ones that you pay per shipment. Contract carriers, you have a contract of a set amount of time that you pay for. Third-party logistics providers are the ones that manage the whole logistics operation for another organization. Okay. Now, as you're reading the textbook, do pay attention to the table that provides the linkage between key performance measures and transportation and warehousing choices, because the decisions made on those areas trace way back to the performance dimension that the organization wants to focus on. Okay, so whether you want to focus on delivery reliability, delivery speed, flexibility, different types of flexibility, or cost reduction, you may have a different array of choices available for you. All right, now moving on. How do we measure the logistics performance? It's a very simple formula called perfect orders. It's just measuring the percentage of total orders that weren't defective over total orders, and you will just see right through it. It's not complicated at all, so I am not worried at all. So I think we can just move on to landed cost. Now, landed cost is the cost of a product plus all of the costs driven by logistics activities. such as transportation, warehousing, handling, customs fees, etc. So when anybody around us says, well, this only costs $1.50 to make, why are they selling it for $12? We can educate them or inform their feelings by pointing out that the landed cost is far more than the actual cost of making a product, right? Because by the time you are holding the product in the aisle of Walmart, there just has been so many different costs entailed to get the product from the factory to your hands, right? So that's the idea of landed cost. All right, on to the last concept, reverse logistics system. It is a complete supply chain dedicated to the reverse flow of products and materials for the purpose of returns, repair, remanufacture, and or recycling, says Apex. Now, pay good attention to the challenges of reverse logistics because one, firms have less control over the timing, transportation modes, and packaging of the things that are being flown back towards them, and the reasons for reverse logistics or returns may be different. Maybe it's repair, maybe it's refurbishing, maybe it's for exchange. Many other reasons can be there, and the company has to be ready and flexible enough to cater to all those different needs. And forward logistics systems, as I mentioned, I remember once in the past sessions, are just not ready to handle reverse logistics system. They're just not set up for them. So many times organizations use a separate facility or a separate entity or a separate organization that handles exclusively the reverse logistics for that organization. Okay, so that concludes our coverage of Chapter 8 Logistics, and now we are moving on to Chapter 11 Inventory Management, and I will see you in the next class and in the next video. All right, happy reading. Bye-bye.